Welcome to The Heat Source, the podcast where we learn everything we can about hot sauce, one bottle at a time. We are your hosts, Mike and Matt, and today we're trying Ghost Chipotle by Family Band Hot Sauce. Let's heat up. And welcome back to The Heat Source, where we are going back to the Boston Hot Sauce Festival again for another bottle of hot sauce, which I'm familiar with, but you're not so much. It's been 7 months now, so I feel like any sauce that I tried there, irrelevant at this point.
Right.
But we are trying the Family Band Hot Sauce, their Ghost Chipotle, which is actually their elevated heat version of their original Chipotle sauce that they came out with a while back, which we'll get into some of the history of them coming out with certain sauces. They kind of slowly developed. They just added a new one recently too. So their lineup is growing quite a bit just in the last year, I feel like.
I need another Chipotle amount of Spicy Shark.
Yeah.
I like it a lot because my wife doesn't care for Chipotle. She just doesn't like that flavor.
Okay.
So it's safe around her. Other than that, she eats it she eats hot sauce probably more than I do. Yeah.
I mean, it is one where we've been doing so much in Louisiana that a nice change of pace is pretty good. This sauce, or this episode, I should say, actually, we recorded a bunch. We're ahead actually a few weeks. This actually is coming out this Wednesday.
Oh, I was going to say Happy New Year.
I know. I'm going to find out. I'm going to line it up and be like, hey, this one, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. But this one we're recording before, just because I like to kind of alternate the full episode of a new sauce. Mm-hmm. And then that way also it opens up those quick fire episodes to try more. If we wanted to do 2 or 3 or even 4, if we have another chicken wing episode in us.
I don't know. Can you handle the editing? I'd be down for it. But.
The chewing is, the funny thing is, so the chewing was rough, but the Philly cheesesteak episode, they were fun episodes. And having the food, it gives another level to it because you're pairing it with something. You're not just trying it and dissecting the sauce itself. But whenever we try a sauce, there's that kind of trying the spoon and then the tongue. Oh yeah. I hear that and I'm like, all right. So there might be silence of 20 seconds really.
Yeah.
On all the episodes, I'm 3 seconds. So we acknowledge that we tried it. Let's get all this.
Yeah.
Not slurping, but.
Have you seen the video of I think it's the Ben & Jerry's ice cream taste tester?
Yes, you showed me that.
He takes the gold spoon, he puts the ice cream and just smacks his lips 1,000,000 times.
Yeah, I think you showed me that, and it was...
Oh, man. It's it's one of those things it's hard to watch and listen to, but you can't help but watch and listen to it.
Well, I showed you that sound effect reenactment where the guys try to make the sound effect of mac and cheese, stirring mac and cheese.
That was hard to...
And you're like, wow, that's really impressive. That's really bad. I don't want to listen to that again. Right. So... The Scovie Awards were announced last week, and we had a couple notes in some future episodes where we recorded a sauce that won, but we didn't know it at the time. Mm-hmm. But there was, I think it was Stanky Sauce won for Family Friendly with their jalapeno agave. All 3 Verde sauces were won by sauce makers that we've tried, Lucky Dog, Sam Sauce, and Faya, with Sam Sauce winning number 1. All 3 sauces we have not tried, but are on the shelf back there.
Yeah.
So those are pretty cool. Hook and Arrow won some awards for, I believe it was marketing, some of the stuff they do for marketing, which is not surprising. So they do a really good job with their kind of social media and things like that.
Right.
There was a lot of sauce makers that I was like, oh, we know them. And I was like, oh, they won something. So when we gave, I won't say who, but we gave one sauce a really high score recently, and it won first place on a Scovie, and I'm like, okay, so we're not completely off base.
Right. They actually took our advice.
Yeah.
They listened to every episode, and then they're like, okay, these guys gave it a high score, we probably should too.
At least it wasn't the opposite, where it's we gave a sauce a 60, and then the sauce maker's like, look at this award. This says differently. And it's like, sorry. But this was really sad. Somebody posted a photo, sad in fun terms, not really sad. But I saw someone post a photo of 6 or 7 hot sauce bottles that were crashed on the ground on the hot sauce group that I'm in. And they're just like, so what do you do? So what do you do to protect your sauce from a cat? I'm just like, That's why I'm not a cat person. Just like putting bottles on the shelf. Like apparently he said like that's just like a fraction of his collection. It's like good for him. But I thought about the back shelf that we have, and I'm like, if that got knocked down or some domino effect, I would just.
It's funny. I've lost 2 bottles since we started this. One, my dog. She was a puppy at the time. She knocked one off the stairs.
Yeah.
And I could see it was Big Spice Bully sauce. It was the hottest sauce that had broke.
Yep.
And I could see the bottle shattered at the bottom of the stairs. And then I could see 2 little tongue lap marks in the hot sauce.
Yeah.
And then no more after that. I'm sure that dog had a hard half an hour.
Yeah, she probably wasn't having a good time.
No. And then I dropped one in your driveway. I was like, man, that's really good. I'll take that one. And I called you like 30 seconds later. I'm like, hey, so there's no glass in your driveway. I picked it all up, but there's hot sauce everywhere.
Yeah, I think last week I gave you a little squeeze bottle to put some sauce to split one. You're like, do I get plastic now? It's like, it's not a bad idea. Just bring some extra little. Honestly, we need like little. They have the little taster bottles that they have at the shows where it probably only would fit like a third of a sauce of a regular. Was this
8
5
ounce?
No, this is 5 ounce. But it's something where it'd be perfect to. If you drop it, nothing bad's going to happen. But yeah, that was a sad one, seeing that many sauces on the ground. Also, I don't know if I'll post about it. I tried the Cinnamon Fuego Toast Crunch.
Oh, yeah.
So before I say what I thought of it, I don't like cinnamon candy. I don't like hot cinnamon candy.
Okay.
Was it hot tamales? Is that the cinnamon one? I don't like it. When I see a thing of jelly beans or whatever, and I see a red, if it's not cherry or fruit punch or whatever, I'm very upset. I don't like the cinnamon. And I'm not against Fireball. Mm-hmm. I've had Fireball. I'll have it in the future, I'm sure. Not my top 20 in like alcohols.
Yeah, that's like the very high school thing to drink.
Yeah.
I still like it.
That's fine. I
feel very weird.
I like the meme of where somebody's like, hey, this tastes like Fireball. And like, we call it Cinnamon Becky. It's like, you're alcoholic. But I tried it. I did not like it. It is a hot cinnamon candy in little cereal square form. And so I've got a bag that's 3 pieces missing that I'll bring into the office and be like, who likes cinnamon candy? Yeah. There you go. It does have, because of the cinnamon, it does have like a good burn. I don't know about really elevated heat, but.
Have you seen that big gummy bear? It was like 13 million Scoville units, but it's cinnamon.
I've seen some gummy bear challenges. How big are we talking here? Because I've seen somewhere
like that, like 3-4 inches.
Yeah, like 3-4 inches tall. I've seen a couple of those TikTok heat challenge people like take one and like chew the whole thing, and whether they legitimately did or not is up for debate, because some of those
master editing.
That's the thing is Fox Solo Spice, he'll call them out on TikTok. He'll do a side by side and be like, well, that's not a Carolina Reaper pepper. Here's what a real one looks like. You can see it's different. Yeah. Or here's the sauce they opened. Here's me pouring it. It's like molasses. They're pouring it. It's like watery. Yeah. So some of that's interesting, where it was brought up on the hot sauce Facebook group as well, where there's one maker that he came out with his own brand of hot sauce. Mm-hmm. And someone did like a very honest written review about it, where they're like, it's a Louisiana style, very few ingredients, better than Frank's, but it's kind of like, it's a very standard, not a lot of levels, because there's like 5 ingredients. And people were very upset in the comments because they're like, he doesn't do real challenges. He doesn't support the local and small market community, which is a good point. Like he's trying all the gimmicky stuff because he's trying to get, he's got millions of TikTok followers. Yeah. But it was one where just like the division in that group, where I'm like, all right, you said Louisiana style hot sauce. Mm-hmm. I'm interested in trying it, but I do have to divide out the person that there's all these opinions on and the sauce that it's his name on it, but it's made by Hoff and Pepper, which is another company that we have a bunch of sauce for. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how much other than like the initial involvement, I don't know how much his involvement in making that sauce. I don't know if it's just like, hey, you have millions of followers, let's put a label with your name on it, and
that's your involvement.
If you get 10% to buy. And also, I've noticed that every other TikToker has that sauce and is trying it, and then they're doing a side. I don't know if it's a side by side. I don't know what the TikTok terms are. TikTok terms. That's a tongue twister. TikTok terms, tongue twister. Ah, damn it. So it's like he has a sauce. Another TikToker tries it. He side by sides with them. Then they do a side by side where they're like reacting to each other. I'm like, this is just like it's a cat with a slice of breaded butter on it, just constantly cycling because neither will land on the ground. Like the cat always lands on his feet, but the butter always lands bread side up or butter side up. So it's like a spinning cycle that never leaves the ground. Did I mention that last episode too?
No, I think you mentioned it at work, not during the actual episode. Yeah, that's so funny.
But anyway, cinnamon Fuego Crunch, whatever it was, I didn't like it. If you like cinnamon candy though, you probably will like it.
Yeah, it's
kind of like you took the cinnamon candy and crossed it with the Taco Bell cinnamon twist because it's got that crunchy.
Ooh.
See? So that's why I didn't want to be like just straight up like it's terrible. I don't like that
so
type
hold on,
of.
When you go, like what level of cinnamon? Like cinnamon candies or like Taco Bell Cinnabon Delights?
It's cinnamon candy.
No, I mean like what don't you like?
Oh, I love cinnamon in cooking.
Like I don't cinnamon roll.
I don't like it. Yeah. Oh yeah. I love cinnamon rolls. Okay. I love did you put cinnamon in chili? Or was that someone else?
No, that was me. That was way too much cinnamon.
And I still liked it. It was a lot of cinnamon, but also it's the cinnamon candy. The cinnamon candy is just,
yeah.
I
can understand that. It's pretty powerful. Courtney doesn't like cinnamon. I love cinnamon toothpaste in Big Red.
Okay.
Courtney's not a fan.
You ever seen the toothpaste? It's like a chili toothpaste or whatever. It's like a spicy toothpaste. No. I've seen a few different hot sauce makers. I think even Fat Guy Certified and I think Sam Hastings from Sam Sauce, they've tried it and they both like it. And I'm like, I don't know what to think about that.
I kind of want to try that, but I'm just picturing just rubbing capsaicin into your gums.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little different than rubbing mint into your gums.
Maybe it makes your gums more bright and vibrant and red because it's in pain. But anyway, I'm trying to think if there's any other updates. I didn't really have a whole lot of updates this week for anything going on. Any dinosaur news? Nothing?
I don't think so. No.
Oh,
Sam Neill's book.
Sam Neill has a book coming out.
I'm so excited about that.
So make sure to check that. I sent you a Keira Natalie Portman video where she gets confused for Natalie Portman a lot, which is...
I didn't see that.
Oh, I texted it to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, this needs to be a whole segment on its own. A weekly update on how many unread texts I have. 55 unread messages.
Oh, man. Back sweats are back. Yeah, it was Keira Knightley in an interview where she said, yeah, I get confused for a lot of different people. So a couple of them make total sense. Natalie Portman, that's her own making. She was in a movie where she played the double. So she's really good at that.
Yeah.
She's such a method actress that she still maintains the double. The other one was Kate Winslet she gets, which is just like British actress.
Yeah, I can't picture that one really.
Okay. Do you want to know the most bizarre? And I think I'm missing one, but it wasn't as interesting as the one she got mistaken for once, and she doesn't understand it. Britney Spears.
How?
I'm like, okay, this is like a joke. I'm waiting for her to be like, I'm just kidding. I don't know. She said there's one photo out there of her with a fan that thinks that she had a photo with Britney Spears. I'm like, was Britney ever a brunette, insane. or was she blonde for?
Maybe it was when she shaved her hair off, but
Keira Knightley didn't shave her head, so it's like you're thinking of Natalie Portman for V for Vendetta.
You're right.
They're the same person. Keira Knightley would have done great in V for Vendetta too.
Yeah, they're very interchangeable.
She would have been very good. But yeah, so there's our
classic mix-up.
There's our Keira Knightley update. But let's get into the sauce. We're gonna open this bottle up. It is a nice dark red sauce. The Ghost Chipotle. The ingredients on this one: we have apple cider vinegar, chipotle chilies, bell peppers, onion, orange juice, distilled vinegar, garlic, ghost pepper, mash, and sea salt and spices. So let's give this a try.
I want to know, I was curious about that. That was almost one of the facts I was going to look up. When they just put spices on there, why would you not have to
disclose?
Yeah, what if you're allergic to coriander or something like that? Because it's almost like you don't have to put the individual spices on there, Maybe it's in such a small quantity you don't have to, but
maybe. I don't know. That's an interesting one. Let's randomly search Chipotle fun facts. All right, so let's open this one up.
Who saw that coming? That was good.
That was a really good one, and it only did half of it.
Nice.
Had it got the other perforation, that might have been the most musical one that we have. Seems like it's a thicker sauce. Smells really good.
Since we're talking about family bands, who is your favorite family band?
So I was searching most popular family bands for this, and there was a lot of bands I didn't realize were families.
Yeah, there's a ton of them.
So I don't know if is that part of your fun facts of like, did you know this is actually a family band?
No, not that specific.
I didn't know the Kings of Leon was a family band or Arcade Fire.
No.
Like I
actually have a list here.
What is the family band when someone says family band, what is it that you think of?
Jackson 5 and Hanson Brothers.
So those are two good ones. I think of the fictional family band, Partridge Family. Because it's like that was the whole thing of the show, was that was a family band.
Yeah.
So that's what I think of. But yeah, Jackson 5, Hanson, the White Stripes. Weren't they brother and sister?
Were they? I thought they're husband and wife.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
Either way, that's a family.
Yeah. That's funny. I'm not sure on that one.
This is a very nice Chipotle smelling sauce. Like I'm smelling like I opened a can of Chipotles with a little bit more, I feel like almost a little bit more smokiness to it, but it's probably the same.
No, definitely very smoky.
I feel like this is a thicker sauce.
I did have a list here.
Yeah, it's a thicker sauce.
Dang.
I'm
going to have a hard time with that one.
It's a slow lava roll.
Believe it or not, I'm going to screw that one up. I need some brown in here. I've orange, yellow, purple.
I accidentally touched part of the tablecloth in front of you, and it was still sticky. I'm like, hasn't this dried out? It's just down in a unfinished basement.
That one.
Yeah.
That one's sticky.
That might be the fresh one. That might be from Lucky Dog.
Last week.
Yeah. Just a couple things about this sauce while we are we open the bottle, we're letting the air fill with the sauce. So it's a New Jersey-based company. They actually started cooking back in January of 2019. So on their Instagram, the first at least 6 months is just them documenting them making sample sauces, sending them they were bringing them to the Lab food truck, which is a food truck and now restaurant that does they kind of have a menu that they've had their sauces. I don't know if they currently do, but they've had their sauces featured before. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting because we brought it to the Lab food truck. We got some feedback. And so they were kind of in this testing phase that they posted on Instagram. When they would post it, they would also post the peppers that they were growing, which was interesting. So the first 6 months, or the first, in 2019 at least, it was very interesting how they were showing the test process, and they were going to a lot of hot sauce expos and events that later on they started to be vendors at, which was kind of cool. Where it's like, hey, we're going to the New York Hot Sauce Expo. It's just, here's all the sauce we bought, people we met. And then the next year, they're like, we're actual vendors at this place. Right. So that progression of, kind of like I went to the Boston Hot Sauce Fest. We want to go to other events in the future. And hey, we started by going to these. And at some point we could, I don't know how to necessarily have a booth, but be more involved in the event itself.
Do you know why they got in hot sauce?
I don't. They are a mythical company as far as they post very much just this is the hot sauce brand and what they're doing. Mm-hmm. It doesn't talk about what kind of started that decision to go in hot sauce. It was 2019, so it wasn't during COVID, so it wasn't like a COVID project like some of them do.
Preparing for COVID.
They were prophetically
getting ahead of the curve.
Yeah, they're like, I see something bad coming. We need to really protect ourselves. We need to make a delicious cayenne garlic hot sauce, which it was one of their first ones. They made a green sauce, and then they also made cayenne garlic, was released in 2020. So 2019, they did their jalapeno and red habanero sauce, which was their first one. Mm-hmm. And they also did a roasted green sauce as well. But in March of 2020, they said, we need to combat COVID, and they made a cayenne garlic sauce.
Keep the vampires out.
Yeah. I mean, when you're dealing with a pandemic, you don't want to also be dealing with a vampire outbreak.
It's just one less thing you have to worry about.
It's if there was a vampire outbreak, you do the cayenne garlic from them, the cayenne garlic from from Hook and Arrow.
Yep.
And then you do the funky garlic of Sam sauce, which is the like bazooka. Right. It's like the scorched earth of garlic. So, but a couple things about the lab food truck that they were utilizing. So it's a food truck and restaurant. They actually have currently a GoFundMe going on right now, which is worth noting. Their food truck coming back from an event was in a car accident. They're waiting for the insurance to do all that stuff, but they're like to kind of get themselves back on track.
Yeah.
Everything post-COVID is like stuff like that isn't just, oh, this is a delay. It's like you're already walking a tightrope with all the restrictions. And even now.
What was that?
I don't know. I was trying to make a funny comment, but I'm like, I don't know what.
It sounded, I don't know.
I was almost going to say, but it was too large of a thud. I was almost going to say it was a mousetrap. The mousetrap marble fell a lot off the table when they set the trap, which not to brag, but we've had it for a year. We still have every piece. That's a big feat.
That's amazing. I don't know of anyone who's ever successfully set up the mousetrap board game and played it.
Yeah. We played it once.
Did you?
I'm a little disappointed that the trap's not involved as much. It was one of those where there's the joke by Dane Cook, which is like Monopoly only ends one way, and it's someone flipping the table and, upset that someone cheated. Mousetrap really only ends one way. The kids get bored and say, let's set the trap again.
Yeah.
Let's just set it again. And
is
then we
Dane
just play.
Cook still alive?
So he is alive. I don't know.
He's obviously not a sponsor.
He's not a sponsor. I don't think he's doing anything, or if he is, I feel like he had some problematic things not too long ago that maybe brought him out of the spotlight. So I'm glad this is the podcast bringing him back in. Employee of the month, not necessarily for him, but for Dax Shepard is great.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite Dax Shepard roles. He could be a sponsor.
Yeah.
He's a Michigander.
Is he?
Him and Kristen Bell are Michiganders. They live in Michigan. They have a place
Kristen
there.
Bell was.
Yeah. They're Michiganders. He used to, total derailment, he used to drive vehicles from Michigan to California when he was acting. Mm-hmm. He would do I think it was for Ford, but it was one of the dealerships. He would deliver vehicles. Really? And that was like his weekend gigs, was driving.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But before we completely continue a side rail, there is the GoFundMe for that food truck.
It's not for Dane Cook.
No, not for Dane Cook. He doesn't need it. He might, but we don't want to.
I think he does.
Yeah. But the GoFundMe, it is something we'll post a link in the episode description. So that way, if you want to go help them out, feel free. One of the menu items that they featured a family band hot sauce on back in 2019, the jerk, which is a country fried jerk chicken, fresh green papaya slaw, roasted red pepper aioli, roasted habanero hot sauce, which is provided by Family Band. That sounds really good.
It does.
So support really good food and help their GoFundMe.
Dang.
Yeah, Dax Shepard's from Michigan. That's part of the reason I think they connected is because Michiganders just,
just sniff each other out.
Too strong. Yeah. Too strong a scent.
It's almost not fun going on vacation sometimes because you're like, oh, we're going to get immersed somewhere over here in California. And you're like, I'm from Michigan. I'm from Michigan. I'm from Michigan.
Yeah.
People are everywhere.
I think it was on Kristen Bell's Hot Ones episode where she talked about Big Boy and how much she loves Big Boy. And I'm just like, this is the closest I'm going to get to a shout out. Someone talking about a restaurant that I like.
That's so funny.
They're Big Boy Strawberry Pie. Shout out to that.
They frequent Grand Haven. I did.
Well, I think I picked it up.
Put that in there, yeah.
Ouch.
I know they frequent Grand Haven, which is kind of neat. That's not far from us. 20 minutes from here.
Yeah. That's cool. Grand Haven, also where they shot some of American Pie 2.
That's actually where it's based out of.
It is based out of there, but I think they actually filmed some of the stuff from American Pie 2 in Grand Haven.
Huh.
But yeah, it is American Pie. The writers are from West Michigan.
Yeah. Right? I think they went to Grand Haven High School.
Yeah. Let's try this sauce while we're completely off the rails. This is a thick sauce, so I'm gonna shake this up. Oh.
So a couple family bands that I was surprised by.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you looked into it. AC/DC. That didn't initially come to mind, but yeah.
I don't know why I thought they went to school together. Maybe it was the outfit.
This one, I don't know how I didn't see this one coming. The Allman Brothers Band.
Yeah, if it has brothers in the name, we should have known.
But it's one of those things like...
Would you consider Donnie and Marie a band? Osmond?
I thought the whole Osmond family was.
Were they?
Didn't they have?
I guess they went solo later.
Didn't they have a Saturday night special where it was like the whole family?
Yeah, that's true. Because Donnie was a little kid. This is really dated stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. What is it? Weight Watchers that she was on. That's my
Nutrisystem.
Nutrisystem. That's my extent of my.
Nutrisystem was
Osmond
offered as a Schwann's. The frozen food Schwann's delivery people did Nutrisystem.
Really?
Yeah, they would deliver the frozen stuff in the little bags. Yeah.
All right. Oh, it's smoky.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hot.
Very smoky.
Ooh.
It keeps
really,
rising.
Really good flavor. Very hot.
It's just a real...
I like that. That is just straight. If you like Chipotle, that's for you.
I like that smokiness.
Yeah. It's really good. There's like no bells and whistles on that.
No, it's a straightforward Chipotle sauce. It's got that really good smoke. It's something that, because when I grill, or with it getting colder, like I am grilling less and less. When I bring the smoke, but not able to grill, this would be
right.
This would be the sauce, like doing a Chipotle burger, putting it on there. So it's like, hey, I kind of cast iron skilleted these burgers, but they're still smoky.
That would go good on the not the cast iron, the food truck mac and cheese.
Yes.
That's a mac and cheese hot sauce. And squash. I don't know why. I love Chipotle and I love squash.
It would go really good on, they have that mac and cheese pulled pork, either pulled pork or brisket, your choice, in a wrap.
Not together, though.
Not together. Never the two shall meet. But that would be really good because it would go well with both the barbecue meat and also, I mean, we can just say it because it's just obvious. Wet burrito.
Yeah.
Throw that on a wet burrito.
Yeah.
Throw that on any burrito. Mm-hmm. So I told you to bring facts to the table because we're taking Hook and Arrow's advice. They were kind of bummed we didn't have facts on our last full episode. And I was like, well, we only do that on Quickfire. And like, oh, we kind of like that. And I'm like, okay, like that's something we can easily change.
Yeah.
Like, that's not one where it's like a hard stance of like, no. Like if someone was like, hey, you need to make TikToks every time you do a sauce. Like, great idea. No.
Delete message.
I don't know.
It's not responding back.
It's going to be the old man trying to like take a picture of like a profile picture for Facebook, and it's just up the nose, double chin, and they still post it somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you seem to have a lot of facts. I'm just going to drop one.
I'm sorry, I don't have a lot of facts, but I have facts.
Okay, I've got two facts. You want to do two? Because mine is kind of like a one tied into the other.
I could make that work.
Okay, so I told you that what I think of when I think of family band is Partridge Family.
Yep.
Because I don't know, and I don't even know because I don't think I watched Partridge Family a lot when I was a kid. I feel like I got it confused a lot with Brady Bunch.
I never did.
Because then the Brady Bunch at one point was like playing music.
Mm-hmm.
But did you know the Partridge Family is based on a real family?
Did not know that.
So it's based on the family band The Cowsills. Never heard of, but apparently is very successful.
I always feel bad, like, never heard of them. Like, I'm looking at the 20 most famous family bands right here. Mm-hmm. There's a handful of them I've never heard of in my life. Yeah. And I feel real guilty about it.
I listened to some of their music. I went to, like, what's their best known songs. And they've got songs where there shows pictures of them performing with, like, Johnny Cash. And they apparently opened for Ray Charles at some point. Like, they have this wide branch of, like, genre.
Yeah.
But the music, most of the music I listened to was, like, very sad. I was like, this is very depressing. And it's, like, folky music. So it's, like, folky and sad. And I'm like, I don't know. But a fun fact, and not a sad fact, Susan Claire Cowsill was the youngest of the band. She is the youngest human being ever to score a genuine Billboard Top 10 hit.
How old is she?
I don't know. So,
you can't throw that fact out and be like, man, someone just set a record for eating the most jalapenos in a minute. How many was it? I don't know.
Hold on. I'll find out.
As you're Googling that, a couple other...
I'm using Bing, by the way.
Bing's a sponsor. A couple other things, a couple other bands I was surprised by. The Beach Boys, I didn't know that one, honestly. The Bee Gees, I didn't know they were brothers. The Carpenters, I did know that. Creedence Clearwater Revival, didn't know that.
At least I know those bands.
Yeah. Devo, didn't know that one. Hanson knew that one. Hart did not know that one. Do you know who INXS is?
That sounds really familiar.
Never heard of him. Jackson 5 knew that one. Kings of Leon did not know that one. The Kinks didn't know that one. Oasis didn't know.
She was 9. Either 9 or 8, depending. It was the summer of 68. Yeah, she was 9.
Okay. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm trying to think back to when I was 9 years old. I think I still had a stutter. Like
some of those musical, music sometimes helps stuttering. You never know.
That's great. I can't.
She was also a Taurus. Just there you go.
Oh, okay. Now we can move on.
That explains it all.
Yeah. All right. So my favorite fact here. So I went off from the Bee Gees, who is a family band. You know who the Bee Gees are, right?
Yes.
Okay. Their album Odessa, the original album was red felt and stamped with gold lettering, like the actual album case was.
Okay.
They only released 1,001 albums, and they had to stop production because so many people at the factory were allergic to the felt and the gold stamping that they couldn't. They didn't have enough people to produce the albums.
They're like, fine. It's sealed with peanut oil. And they're
right.
It's another problem.
So yeah, they literally, because people were literally allergic to the album, they couldn't produce anymore. So they switched over to regular production, and then there was actually a re-release in 2009 of a fuzzy felt CD cover, kind of as a tribute to that. But I just thought that was funny. Like, what are you in the hospital for? Bee Gees album.
The Bee Gees albums was untouchable. Like, it was that great? No one could. no one could handle it. It wasn't allowed.
Oh, because it was so hot. It's like, no, it was made of felt.
Yeah, it was just allergic reactions.
That's funny.
Another fact that is incomplete, so I can't really count it as an actual fun fact.
Well, you get 2 half facts.
But it's part of the reason. It's from the same group that gave me that other fact. Okay. So I'm sure I can find it somewhere. There was I don't know if it's like a folklore thing or an actual thing where Michael Jackson went into a record store and they asked, he said, I want to find an album of the Cowsills because they have one of my favorite songs. Mm-hmm. But they don't mention what his favorite song is. Now, maybe he didn't mention. He was an interesting guy. He was kind of a private guy. Mm-hmm. But also, it's like, if you're going to tell me, I have to go to this band because they have my favorite song, give the song a shout out. Yeah. Because I'm listening to the first 3 or 4 of their popular songs and I'm like, Michael Jackson was sad because there was one that was like, all right, this one's a little bit more peppy. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Also, I just saw this, and I don't know if we mentioned it. 10 pounds of jalapeno peppers make 1 pound of chipotle peppers.
Dry weight.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
There you go. Extra fact.
All right.
Just throwing facts.
I'm going to slap back just with another fact here then.
Fact off.
Yeah. For example, the total production of jalapeno in Mexico, 60% goes to the pickled product market, 20% is consumed fresh, and the remaining 20% becomes Chipotle.
Said 68% on that first number?
60% goes to pickled products.
60.
20% consumed fresh, 20% becomes Chipotle.
Do you want a family band note now that we're talking about pickled jalapenos and different types of forms of jalapenos?
Is it going to be about Peter Piper and his family band?
No, he didn't pack a pickup. No, I'm not doing it. So they started candying their own jalapenos.
Ooh.
Mid 2020, they featured candied jalapenos. It was actually featured in Garden State Kitchen Maker and Cheese Box, which was like a package deal of an assortment of things from New Jersey. Mm-hmm. So it was like cheeses and pickled jalapenos and just kind of a charcuterie box almost.
Yeah.
And then they did bring it back in June of 2022, which I definitely wanted some, but they didn't sell it on their website. So I'm hoping if I get to a show next year that they are at, I'm going to be like, what's the status of those candied jalapenos?
Got any left over?
Because they used them in they were using them in some sandwiches and some different things from that would be.
Yeah. You might have already said this. What kind of music did this family band play?
What, this hot sauce company?
Yeah.
They don't. It's just the name.
Oh.
There's no music anything in reference on their Instagram.
Interesting.
It's just the name of the sauce. Yeah. It's a great name.
Yeah.
And the design is really cool. The design, it was just had an updated design in 2021 by Hoot Design Studio, which I looked at her Instagram, some really cool, like, hand-drawn sketching. She does a lot more beer companies.
Yep.
Which I feel like that's a few different designers that I've seen or talked to where they're like, oh yeah, I mostly do beer cans. Even there was an illustrator that a friend of mine had recommended where they're like, oh yeah, he just does like random beer cans for breweries. For like one brewery, they just design all of the beer cans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they updated it to this logo back in 2021. Or at least that's... And then...
I can't stop eating this.
So, the Chipotle sauce, this one was actually first limited released at the first annual Chelsea's Wing Fest in 2021. The original one, not
wings.
Not the Ghost. The original Chipotle.
Okay.
The Ghost, when they came out as like an alternate, like a hotter option. A few other sauces. In September of 2021, they came out with their black and blueberry habanero sauce, which we actually have that one.
Yeah, I saw that one on their website yesterday.
And then they recently came out with a Caribbean Scorpion in September of 2022 that they came out with at Saucetoberfest, which was another company or another event they attended and then later on were vendors at. It is cool because you see the comments from when they attended, said, oh, we had a great time. You see like White House Station or Hook and Arrow being like, hey, it was great, interacting with you. Well, Hook and Arrow wasn't when they first attended because they were also coming up, but
yeah,
White House Station was, hey, it was great to talk to you, and, they're like, thank you for the advice. So, like, they're getting all this guidance because that's what the hot sauce community is. It's just, hey, someone's interested in making hot sauce. Yeah, everyone has their own ideas, their own recipes.
Right.
So,
do you like jerk sauces?
I do.
Yeah. Steak and Shake had a jerk burger for a long time. I don't think they have anymore. Last time I was there, they didn't have it, but that thing was
good. I didn't see it. My dad bought a jerk seasoning at the Boston Hot Sauce Fest from Hillside Harvest that he loves. He has the regular and then their mild one. Mm-hmm. So their sauce is also featured at 2 of the Stagehouse Tavern restaurant locations in New Jersey. I think it's just like on the table. Mm-hmm. It didn't look like they have it incorporated as like part of a menu item.
Yeah.
But I saw that they posted it, and it's, it's advertised on there. There was a podcast that was recording at the restaurant, and it was just on the table.
Right. I want to know how many sauce makers do that or attempt to do that, where, make a sauce, hey, this goes really good on burgers or something like that. Mm-hmm. I would be knocking on every burger joint in town and like cold calling across the country, be like, hey, my sauce goes really great on your burgers. Like, do you want to do a 1-year contract or something like that, or 2-year?
Yeah.
I'll keep you supplied with, just on the table hot sauce for this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
surprised I don't see more of that.
I'm sure it is. It's something where you also don't know the business side of like what a restaurant's willing to pay versus, it's a great idea where it's like you put a bottle of a locally made, especially all natural or vegan or whatever, extra, no additives, put that on the table. People are going to love it. But how much are they going to go through it? Yeah. And then like how much you're going to have to reorder it.
Right.
Because like there's a ketchup bottle that'll sit on a diner counter for a while.
Yeah.
But I don't know how long these bottles like this would last.
Right. You ever been to Cherry Republic up in Leelanau?
No, but I have heard of it.
I'd posted about it a few times.
Okay, that's where I last heard of it.
Yeah. They have like a cherry-based hot sauce, and they had a smokey poblano burger. Mm-hmm. And they just had it out on the table. I used probably 3/4 of a bottle.
Yeah.
On fries and a burger. It was so good. But I like this stuff. This is a sauce where I could just sit there with a bag of tortilla chips and just...
That smokiness is really nice. It just lends itself to a lot of foods that, yeah, you're getting that Chipotle, but that level of smoke is really what's... I mean, I think I was talking to you about... I kept going back and forth about making a kind of a late night sandwich this weekend because I had a bunch of stuff where I'm like, I could make a real garbage sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still probably going to make it. Didn't make it this weekend. I was like, we're doing photos in the morning. I don't need this on my stomach at midnight. But this is one where I have a regular sandwich. You throw this with that smoke and that heat.
Yeah.
And like, it'd be really good. So I don't know if you checked Instagram. I sent you a post from Truff.
I did not see that one.
So So this is something where I'm looking at like, oh, I could utilize this well. And I thought of how I asked you. I was like, if I throw an all-natural gourmet hot sauce into mayo, because I want that mayo to be a flavored mayo.
Yeah.
Like, does that seem sacrilege? You're like, no. And I don't think so.
I don't think so.
But I also am like, you took my thing and you put it in mayo. Now, that's not the only place I would use it. And I honestly thought about putting it in the mayo, but also rolling some of it in the fried chicken.
Yeah.
So it's like it's on the chicken breading and it's in the mayo for like 2 levels.
Yeah.
But
I don't think that's offensive at all.
But Truff, which their Instagram handle is just like sauce. How do they get that?
No one picked up sauce?
I'm pretty sure it's just sauce. Yeah, side Truff tangent. I've not tried Truff. I think you've tried one of theirs, or you tried before we started doing this.
Yeah, it is. It's just sauce. What?
Yeah, it's just their Instagram is just sauce, which I'm like,
how on earth did they grab that?
They must have once they got big enough, they paid somebody.
They are the marketing champions of the world.
Yeah,
because Truff doesn't taste that good. There, I said it.
Okay.
Not a sponsor.
Just for backup, Johnny Scoville tried their Truff hot sauce. He said for truffle sauce, for hot sauce it's terrible. He said he didn't eat a truffle-based hot sauce for like 2 years after that because of such a bad experience he had.
Yeah. So like when I bought a bottle, spent $16 on a freaking bottle.
Shout out to Seed Ranch. He did try the truffle sauce from Seed Ranch like 2 years plus later. Loved it.
Nice.
It's on my list.
I want to try like a real truffle sauce.
I know Seed Ranch has one. I know Joey's hot sauce, who was the keynote speaker at one of the summits. Mm-hmm. He has a truffle hot sauce. I'd like to try. It would almost be good to have. All right, here's the truffle hot sauces that are recommended. Yeah. Here's Truff.
We should do that.
Yeah,
a Truff off one day. That's going to be we're going to stink for a while.
We're also going to
real truffle sticks to you.
Do we want to make an enemy out of Truff?
Yeah, why not?
I don't think they care.
No, why not?
It's like, how dare you? It's like I've tried everything from Taco Bell, I think, except for the truffle fries.
I can't do it.
It's
like Truff was good the first 5 minutes I ate it. I was like, oh man, this is wonderful stuff. Yeah. I don't feel bad about the $16 I spent on this. That bottle's still in my fridge, and it's just chemical tasting.
It's something, and that does talk to Scott Zalcon from Lucky Dog, where he says, why would I make a hot sauce that just sits in the fridge? Yeah. I want one that you want to finish it.
Yeah.
Even though it can go on much better things, this on any Taco Bell menu item. Put this on a cheesy gordita crunch. I think I know what I'm doing for lunch.
Yeah.
But no, the thing I was going to mention, I sent you a reel from Truff, which helps their algorithm, so my bad. But they had mozzarella sticks, and they had their truffle pasta sauce, their truffle mayo, and their truffle hot sauce. Mm-hmm. They dipped it in the pasta sauce. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Truffle pasta sauce. They then took that dipped sauce, mozzarella stick, dipped it in their truffle mayo, which, okay, I mean, people dip everything in mayo. Yeah. But when they dipped it in mayo, none of it stuck to it because it was covered in a sauce. Because that pasta sauce has that applesaucey more texture that links to that breaded mozzarella stick. This was like, it just took off some of the pasta and then they dipped it in the hot sauce.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, and all the comments are like, there are so many things wrong with this video. Like, I think you're eating food wrong. Like,
you're eating a mozzarella stick wrong.
You dipped it in the right thing, and then you dipped it in two things that didn't really, I don't know. It was just interesting to me where I'm like, is part of their marketing, like, people are going to be really annoyed by this.
Yeah, and they're going to send it to everyone. Look at these schmoes, you know.
And all the, and like, it's one of those where people comment, and it's like, do you get more comments when someone likes something, and you're just like, oh, it looks really good? Or do you get more comments when it's like, you're doing this wrong and let me tell you why in 17 posts?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
no one wants to comment and be like, hey, congratulations, that was awesome the way you dunked that mozzarella stick. Everyone comments like, how did you mess up dunking a mozzarella stick?
Someone was like, if only you could have dunked it in a hot sauce based Hidden Valley Ranch. Oh, wait. But apparently they're out of that. That was a limited edition.
Good.
Yeah. Hidden Valley Ranch.
I love truffle stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, if they marketed that hot sauce as a pasta sauce, be like, yeah, sure, I could see that. Like, you know, it's not a hot sauce.
No, it's
not good.
I've not tried it. I'm curious to try it since I have not had it yet, but I want to. I don't think I'd want that to be the first truffle sauce we try. I'd want to try.
No, I want you to try it because it's all downhill from there, or it's all uphill. Well, How would you say that? It's all really good from there.
It's a baseline. I mean, it's a starting point to know.
You don't want to come out of the gate too hard with like a good truffle sauce.
Truffle special. Yeah, that might be a question from this one. Family Band does not do a truffle sauce yet, but there are some good ones out there that I've seen reviewed. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't have a whole lot. I know that Family Band is going to be at the Boston Hot Sauce Festival next year. Again, they're at the first annual. They're going to be at the second annual. Mm-hmm. They're at a couple different local farmers markets in the area of New Jersey. The Boston Hot Sauce Fest, it is something where we're kind of in the stages of trying to figure out what events we're going to try to get to next year. That one is one I'd like to go back to. I'm trying to see if I can convince Angela to do a Boston trip for a weekend and just let me disappear for 5-6 hours. Or she can come with, but I don't know. She might be like, so what do we do other than try this sauce? It's like, try it again. It's free Topo Chico to drink.
That's so funny. No, yeah, we'll figure it out. I couldn't tell you what next year's going to look like for me.
I know. We initially were talking about going to the Fiery Food Show, but it's way too soon for. So I think we've talked about it. Have we mentioned on the podcast that you're having a kid next year?
I wasn't going to tell him, but
okay.
I'm just kidding. No,
I'm like, well, we talked about like Courtney's like eating habits. We've talked about like,
yeah. Well, her eating habits were weird pre-pregnancy.
Now it's just
even more weird.
Yeah,
but. No, having a child.
Now there's more urgency to those weird eating habits.
Yeah. I wouldn't say urgency, the indecisiveness.
Okay.
This sounds really good. I want this right now. And the second I get it for it, that sounds terrible. Please get that away from me. Like, understandable.
It's fair.
Like, I don't remember what it was. Oh, I know what it was. Speaking of truffle, I was going to put, I have white truffle oil from Italy. I was going to put it on a piece of bread.
Yeah.
Open the bottle, and within 3 seconds from across the house, she goes, please close that.
Wow.
Like, could smell it like that fast. I'm like, oh my gosh, she has superpowers right now.
What you got to do is you got to lace your arrows with truffle oil. And then if you can't find a deer that you get, be like, honey, tell me where this smell is coming from. It's like, I'm not going to, over there. Just pointing in the distance, be like, oh my God. How did I not see that? But yeah, no, so the Fiery Food Show is like a month before your due date. So that,
yeah,
it's one where I know we've talked about wanting to go to the Fiery Food Show. I do like the idea of splitting up and doing a couple more events. If I can go back to Boston.
There's the one in Chicago.
There's the one in Chicago that's usually end of the summer, like late July. Mm-hmm. And then there's one in Cincinnati out of Jungle Gyms, the Weekend of Fire. That's, I think, typically in like August or October.
Yeah.
So there's like some later ones where it's like, all right, we cover a little more Midwest, out east. But having been to the first Boston, it's kind of like, well, I went to the first one. I don't, if I can help it, I don't want to break the streak. And then I don't know, last year, Roddy from Fire was going to be there, but then he had to back out for some personal reasons. So if he's going to the next one, I could actually, still meet him, even though, because I don't know if they're doing the Fiery Food Show. It's something where if I go to the Boston Hot Sauce Festival enough, by year 5, I might be able to like be one of the little like cartoon faces of it. And they'll be like, hey, you forgot to add any features to this. There's just a blank.
It's just a set
blank
of eyes
cartoon.
Eyebrows.
Yeah. But this, I always feel like when I mention things that aren't like higher end, it feels disrespectful. But this would be, instead of Taco Bell sauce, I would just throw this on it because it's hotter than fire sauce. Mm-hmm. Because fire sauce isn't really that hot. It has the smokiness that's going to add another layer to it.
Yeah. Oh,
Cheesy Gordita Crunches are my jam. That's my favorite one.
And my Crunchwrap Supreme.
That's also a good one.
Yeah. With no tomato. Taco Bell's got everything figured out except for their tomatoes.
Yeah, well, you're the only one complaining about it, so.
Which I love tomatoes, so.
Yeah, they're really not the selling point of.
It's like they go to a farmer and they're just like, do you have some that will be ripe? Not anytime soon.
They do remind me of the tomatoes that I get from the store where I'm like, oh, this isn't quite right, but I need to use it, and I slice it up anyway. And it's like, it has the texture of a tomato, but not exactly like the right flavor.
Yeah.
There is one other thing that they don't. Let's call out Taco Bell. Let's take them on. There's one other thing that I don't think they do well at all, but you would never know. well, you would never know because you'd never have it on anything.
Oh,
refried beans. The refried beans are the worst.
They put that on the pizza, right? The Mexican pizza.
They put it on there, which that one, it's masked a little bit better. On their actual like nachos, I custom order their nachos. I remove that. I throw liquid and shredded cheese. Look into my special order. Liquid and shredded cheese. I sometimes will throw some like rice on the nachos, like just give it some weight.
So you're going like full Qdoba bar.
Yeah, I'm going like, hey, give me a burrito that exploded onto these chips. I get the red sauce. I get the avocado ranch on the side. I get like 2 or 3 sauces that I dip.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do the whole thing. Like when they see me order, they're like, tell the drive-thru it's going to be a minute.
Yeah.
Matt ordered his custom.
Matt's back.
Yeah. So it's something where I don't do Taco Bell as much because I never feel like I did a right thing afterwards. So why not make it really worth it?
Yeah. That's so funny.
Like custom ordering Taco Bell. What a revelation. Anyway, this episode not sponsored by Taco Bell's app.
Yeah. Or Dane Cook.
Or Dane Cook. We would love to be sponsored by Dax Shepard. Yeah, or Treff. Man. So I think
burning a lot of bridges today.
I like how this bottle of sauce is the family band, family, togetherness, and we're just like throwing out.
Yeah.
It's the Treff reel where it's like we're just doing a lot of negative where people are gonna be like, how dare you call out Taco Bell's refried beans? How dare you call out Treff? And it's gonna be like, that's right.
Thanks for the algorithm.
Fill the comments with the hate. I feel like most people in the hot sauce community of our Instagram group, I feel like most people are gonna be on our side for Treff.
Yeah, I don't know.
You said it best when you're like, great marketing. You got someone to buy that $18 bottle of sauce.
Yeah.
You're using the most well-known brand of ranch, the one that originated ranch. You're doing fast food Taco Bell, of course. You're doing, what was the other thing? They did another one. Yeah. But you're just throwing out these big blockbuster hits. It's like, great. You sold your soul a bit.
Yeah. And to call Hidden Valley Ranch is a little bit of a stretch.
It's the original ranch. They came up with it. Just everyone else has done better.
Like the ranch packets are phenomenal.
Okay. I don't really
get the ranch packets and make the ranch yourself. But pre-made Hidden Valley, it's like going to Walmart. It's like someone who wants to get into fishing. It's going to Walmart and buying the pre-packaged push button reel.
Yeah. Like
the vat or the plastic molded whole kit.
Yeah.
Like that's what you're buying.
I'm going to be a little nicer. It's a Tabasco or a Frank's that came up with a sauce when there was not a whole lot of sauce options. And they said, this is an original, but we're going to stick to it. This is a traditional. This is the thing. We're going to stick to it. People love it. And then people say, why would you do this when there's all these other great options?
Yeah, I guess.
There's a reason it's still on the shelves after all this time. But yeah, they came up with it. But if you want good ranch, I recommend Ken's. I like Ken's Buttermilk Ranch. I don't know
Lighthouse.
Lighthouse is good. I don't know how far reaching this is, but Jet's Pizza, don't know. Yeah. They have really good ranch.
Yeah.
DJ's Pizza is very much more local. If you're in West Michigan, DJ's Pizza has good ranch.
Buddy's Pizza has good ranch too.
Buddy's Pizza has good ranch. So let's get into the scoring on this sauce.
Oh my gosh, we didn't even score this
yet. Yeah. I gave it a 2 on heat.
I had 2.
It pushes the top of the 2, but the top of 2. And then I have a 73 for the score.
77.
So, I mean, it's one where it's right in that middle of anything above 50 is recommended to buy. Above 75 is like something we'd want to regularly stock. So right in that high recommendation range. The level 2 heat, it's a lingering heat, has a good burn. I didn't really sweat or react or I did get a little piece of pepper on the back of my throat. That did make me react a bit, but it is a really good sauce. I'm trying to think of a final thing. This is if you want to add a layer of smoke and that Chipotle flavor, you want that can of Chipotles that you're going to open and don't know how to use. This knows how to use it.
Yeah.
In the right way, and you can just smother it on.
Right. Or just dump half a bottle in a bowl of chili. That'd be good.
If you said, I love Taco Bell, but I want to be classy, throw this on there. If you want to be ironic, Put it on some Chipotle.
It's funny. I was thinking about that last night because I looked, obviously you Google Chipotle and that's what comes up.
Yeah.
I don't know a thing on their menu that has anything to do with Chipotle. Like the actual Chipotle peppers.
Do they have, I didn't, so I go to Qdoba usually.
So do I, but.
So I'm not as familiar with Chipotle. Like, I've been there.
I can't think of anything.
We've gone there. Have we gone there once for work?
Yeah.
And then I've been there once during my guard weekends and when I was in the National Guard.
Yeah. I can't think of anything on their menu that has Chipotle in it. Maybe the seasoning on their chicken or something. But
I'm expecting, and I'm just going to wait until after the episode to find out. I'm expecting there to be something where it's like, try our Chipotle chicken, the original chicken of Chipotle, and just I'll post that on the photos without context. Be like,
perfect. Call me out. I'd appreciate it.
It's one where like we do that though, where like the last episode we posted, where like, hey, like they say, you know, our parents told us God was bowling when thunder and lightning, and everyone was kind of like, yeah, I heard that too. Like, not in a bad way, but they're all just like, yeah, we heard that too. It's like, so we're not special.
Yeah.
And like, when I try to pull up a photo without context, there was a lot of old, like, 1940s cartoon things about it. There was a Simpson episode about it. And I'm like,
really?
Okay. So maybe if we just did maybe if we checked a little bit, we would have realized. But it's a good question to ask. Sometimes we hit it and it's a wet burrito that they're like, we don't know what that is. Other times we go, hey, have you heard of Hidden Valley Ranch? But this is a very good sauce. Again, if you like Chipotle and don't want as much heat, they have a Chipotle original sauce that does have a lower heat, which
I do like this heat. I would like to try that original one.
Yeah, I would be curious to see. I think that's one where you just really want to add that smoke and you don't want to do as much of that burn. But I don't have that sauce, but they did come out with a seasoning blend recently. So I'm like, if I can get the seasoning blend, the candied jalapenos, and give me one or two of their Caribbean scorpion sauce they just came out with. Give me a couple of these new ones. It's like, that'd be worth my delivery fee.
Yeah.
Even though we have 100 sauces. So I do want to just continue to thank you people that are listening and that are, you know, commenting and interacting with us. We had, you know, Hook and Arrow recommended that we do the facts, and it definitely brought a lot of extra commentary on this one. Made us weirdly call out a bunch of places. If you have any other recommendations, let us know. Also, I want to take one moment in remembrance of Roddy from Faya's hair. He cut it all off. It's gone.
Geez, you made my heart sink for a second. Yeah, I would have thought that would have been a somber first thing that came out of your mouth this morning.
Okay.
He just got a haircut.
He got a haircut.
Okay.
He got a haircut. The hair is gone. He still has more than me. Still has more than you, I think, too.
Really?
Yeah. And
that's saying a lot.
It's gone. So just have to move on. Just have to move on with our lives. It's just.
Gosh, I don't like how dark that felt for a second.
I've interacted with him just this year, and most of my interaction was on his Instagram page, his Instagram live, coffee talks, and the summit. So it's all video. And so with the video, it's shoulder up. The hair was 35% of what took up the screen.
Right.
So it's like, it's gone.
Yeah.
Way to show off that you can cut your hair and still have hair. Nice brag. I can't do it. And also thank you I feel like it's every week. Thank you for all the sauces that we got in that fundraiser for Stanky Sauce. I think all the sauces have been sent to us. But other than that, yeah, if you have any other recommendations, please let us know. We have next week, this is a teaser because I actually know what's coming up because we have our stuff slightly together. Next week for Thanksgiving, we will be doing a Thanksgiving special episode. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be fun. It does work out. We did something a little unique, so teaser for that. Keep an eye out for that. And then, yeah, if you have any other recommendations, please let us know. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, way to go, Family Band. Check that out there. So the Instagram page, Family Band Hot Sauce. And then they have a link on there to get to their website, which is just what you thought, familybandhotsauce.com. So definitely check that out. They have an array of sauces. They also have gift card options if you're thinking of stuff for the Christmas season. Yeah, other than that, we will see you guys next week for the biggest bar night of the year.
I forgot about that. I'm normally out on the pure whitefish fishing.
I just stay home.
No.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
then he used the hotter one, I think, for some people that were like, nope, too much. It was kind of like you said with your mom where it's like honey barbecue. It's like, nope, too much.
Stepmom.
Stepmom, sorry.
No, not stepmom. Jeez. Holy cow. Mother-in-law.
It's like your mother-in-law with the barbecue. I'm like, there's no way to edit that. There's no way to edit that. Maybe the mornings aren't the best times to record.
Disclaimer, 6 a.m.